I think we're on. So, hey, gang.
Hello.
I hope I'm here with Nick. I'm here with Nick Amendolara, Allegiance Arts Editor in Chief, all around super nice guy, um, and writer of the next arc of Red Rooster, right? So
Yeah,
that's exciting. We were working on that today, and I'm still kind of buzzing about it.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah. So I hope you can hear us okay. I'm on my iPad today, and Nick is trying out a new camera. Uh,
I
Yeah,
know.
he looks really kind of pinkish as orange.
I'm feeling a little red today. I got to swap out the
Yeah,
bulbs, I think. I'm feeling a little
uh,
reddish. I'm looking at it
yeah,
going, I got nothing. I
and
think it's very limited in its software. I may see what kind of downloads I have. Clean
well,
that
in
up.
my camera application, I can change the color temperature.
Yeah, I don't have that. I need to download the software. I'll do it when we get off. I should have thought about that. I just thought I could do it through the Microsoft Word, and you can't. It
Well,
won't allow you to.
so we'll have one week of pink Nick, and then he'll be back to normal
I'm in the pink.
in the pink.
I'm in the pink.
I bet you are, my friend.
I am.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Did we
Uh, so Kat couldn't be with us today. She's ill.
I
We
know,
do wish
man.
Kathleen very well. Kathleen is an all around sweet and awesome person.
She really
Of course,
does
she is a
helm the
person.
ship. I think we could say that without dissing anyone else.
Oh,
Kathleen.
we're in warp mode on share screen, by the
Yeah,
way,
what is up with that? I didn't want to say anything. I thought maybe you're having an effect.
because I'm sharing your screen. Let me remove that from the stream.
There we go.
We'll figure this out eventually. So if you show the Nora
Yeah, let's do this.
campaign
This is good
page,
news,
it's
gang.
up there. There it is.
Uh, Ready? Let's have some
Yeah,
fun. There it
yeah,
is. I
there we
hope
go.
you can see that.
Warp can just be like our effect,
I would see
going
that
in
would
and out
get
of
annoying.
transitions.
I think that might get a little annoying for people.
All right, guys. So this is sort of a thank you broadcast. You guys have been awesome, and we greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. We have broken 600 backers today, or maybe late last night, on the Nora campaign, which is a
Yeah.
huge achievement. We're all very proud of it. It's only 2 weeks into the campaign itself, which has been running really seamlessly. It's been a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Nick's made a lot of really great updates. We've polished off the campaign with some, fun extras, and going to continue to do that. So we, appreciate the last like dozen or so backers we had over the last day, which is awesome. And
Yep.
we're pushing in on 45. Nick, how does that feel?
I think I'm a little overwhelmed still. I know we said at the last broadcast or whenever we were talking that I'm trying to enjoy every moment of firsts, and this is the first launch of a campaign I've ever done. I When I started with the company, I came in midway through the Saints, so to see this thing grow,
It's fun.
at
It's
a
an
really
exciting thing.
it, it's a lot to take in. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it just seemed yesterday we were at 30 and we were like, oh my god, it's 30, and now you're like, holy cow. We're almost at 45. Now the goal
It's
is, because I am pitch man, I am the hype guy. We want to hit 50, and of course, eventually we want to keep going higher. So
yeah. Well, I
we
like to think
will.
about my goals.
I always think about my goals. Listen, I'm going to be
uh,
a little more blatant about it. We want to hit 45 real quick.
yeah, I
So
do appreciate the new backers. We sent out a
very
mailer
much.
yesterday and asked you guys to help us push over 600, and you did, which is awesome. And we really appreciate your support. And that's probably enough for uh, you know Nora stuff. I think everybody might be a little Nora'd out, and maybe
It could be.
appropriately. I'm not Nora'd out, right? But I don't want to spend all of my time on it because people are
I'm going to
asking
stop
about Red
sharing
Rooster
so we
too.
don't have to look at me anymore like that.
There we go. Thank you.
No, it was good.
It's,
It was a good thing for people to know that their efforts actually are paying off and they're helping out.
yeah. No, it actually it goes a long way, and that we're going to come up with other fun little ways to push, like maybe little incentive as we get near like specific thresholds. So that's one of the things we've been talking about, like behind the scenes. And if you guys have any ideas on those, actually, we are sponges. A lot of times, great ideas come from just engaging with the fans that are enthusiastic about these books, and that's helped me a lot, Nick. So I've borrowed a number of ideas from people in the chat,
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
make their way into the books.
I don't think enough could be said about fan engagement. And we're not one of the big two, so we're a modest sized company that can actually listen and deliver to the fans and our readers and our loyal readers, as well as gathering new ones. And who knows what kind of ideas. We had a couple of people express ideas about the campaign in terms of we didn't gather information, they offered it. A lot of this is unsolicited, and of course we went, wow, that's a really great idea. And we do talk to people and we do listen. So don't be hesitant for what it's worth. Be part of the process. And I think that's last thing I'll talk about, Nora, is we want everyone to feel that they're part of the creative process, which is why the fan engagement and the updates and these cool things we're going to be working on in the next upcoming weeks, because we want it to be an experience and not just a book in your hand, which is lovely, but we want it to be an experience. And without you, there's no experience. So, wow, thanks. And please keep abreast of what's going on, because I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I did. Speaking of what's going on, I did talk to David Williams. You know this, Nick, but the audience,
this is going to be exciting.
I talked to David Williams. He wants to come on and talk with us. We're going to talk Bass Reeves. I'm thinking sometime in February. David's been awesome. I think David has done the best work of his career on this, and he's one of my dearest friends, and he has a lot to say. He has a lot of insights about art and in pop culture. Even David's an interesting guy, and I would really love for our audience to get to know him better as a person and as an artist, because the person informs the artist, and he's one of those talents that really care. He puts a lot of deep thought and context into everything he does, which I appreciate an immense amount. And I didn't know, I could tell that about David through his work, but I didn't get to know David until we were a little further along in our careers. I knew him online, but I didn't know him personally. But as I've gotten to know him, what shows in his work is a lot of consideration and context. How do I say that, Nick? You know what I'm getting at, though, right?
David has a wealth of knowledge. I've spoke to David, and once we take care of the business, the conversation eventually comes to culture, movies, music, things that meant to us as a kid, things that stay with you. And David, he's a wealth of knowledge, and you could tell things have touched him deeply that he brings to his art. And that's the best way to describe it. He's not a sponge. He's a guy who takes in his environment, the things he's seen, and he translates that to the image. Like any good artist. But
yeah,
with him, it's really interesting.
He does do that, but he also wants to make it so unique. So.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying he copies.
He processes all that information and then really tries to elevate.
Yeah.
His interpretation of it, it's a fascinating thing to watch. Yeah, it's been a pleasure watching him turn pages, and he is working on a cover for us that I'm super excited about, and we hope to see it next week. It'll be this is no spoilers in a cover, but we asked David to create a like we did for Nora, the wraparound cover image, like we did for the Saints and all that stuff. Here we go. So I've asked him to create a wraparound cover for Bass Reeves trade paperback. So that is something that's what gets me excited. That's like Christmas morning for me. So, and to be able to be the one to commission it from him is pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And for this very special book, which we all love.
Well, thank you, GK1. I'm glad I could be of service to bring hope. I was hoping to be something a little more elevated, but I'll take the beard. Thank you so much. It's very gracious of you. That's fun. We one of your watchers was talking about so pumped for the next episode of Red Rooster. I think that's a great segue to go ahead and show off some of your killer art, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I've
just hijacked this conversation.
I will have to figure out how to operate my camera on my iPad. You might watch this thing go flying around the room. One thing we did do today, Nick, I don't know how much we can talk about before I show off any art, which I will do. That sounds fun. I will do that. They're sitting right over here, and I'm very pleased with them. And I've had a very pleasant week working on watercolors, which I owe to some of the backers still. It takes me a little while to get to original art, but I've got a huge... That's a teaser.
There you go.
How much can we spoil today, Nick, of what we worked on? Anything?
What we can do is we have been... We
worked all day on Red Rooster.
We worked all day on Red Rooster, and we did some revamping of scenes. And the way the process works is sometimes you have things on paper, and then you leave it alone for a number of weeks. And then ideas come. And it's one thing to sit in a room by yourself and create, but it's another to be in a room with people, because then ideas spur, and someone will say, well, what about X? And the guy goes, yeah, and how about Y? And then you put it together, and this wonderful thing comes to pass. And today, without giving away spoilers, we developed I would say, a pivotal scene for young Marcus that came out of the blue like an hour ago from when we were talking. You're like, hey,
yeah, about an hour ago.
I was on my way to the bathroom. I didn't even make it to my workout. We were still doing we were still working on Red Rooster, and that's how the ideas fly. Oh, there he is. And that's how the ideas fly. Here's the other beard that has given us hope.
Hey, Kelsey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Hello, everybody.
We were just hanging out.
What's up,
talking about our day.
Christina Lynn. Oh, man.
What's that?
Elizabeth. Oh, I'm seeing everybody in the chat. Hello.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Talking about your day?
We were talking about our day.
It just started. It's only 3 o'clock.
No, I've been at it. I think you're a night owl. Not like a little bit of a night owl, but a proper night owl.
I don't know. It changes. Like today, I woke up at I don't even remember, 8 o'clock maybe, and then just hit the ground running. So I'm doing my video, my new Remember When video.
Awesome.
And it's coming out so good. Oh, I can't wait to put it out.
Awesome.
Like the Wolverine.
Your last one I was very impressed.
But the Wolverine one?
Privately, so
yeah,
might as well tell you that publicly.
Yeah, rain down admiration on me. I'll take it all.
And the Nandor one was awesome too. So I don't want to spoil it, but it had a twist ending, or at least a hook at the end.
Yeah, right.
that played really well with the audience, as I read that in the comments.
Trying to pull a little magic trick on them.
Yeah, that was fun. So Nick and I worked on Red Rooster all day long, and that's what we were talking about. We had some some breakthroughs on one old scene that was a great scene, but that just, I don't know. We've got about 3 sequences we've been working on over the last few days.
Yeah.
And one is the finale scene that I cannot spoil at all. The finale for episode 6. So I know it's been a while since we ran this all by you, Kelsey.
Yeah.
But anyway, when we'll tell you about it privately, so it's got to be off camera.
Ooh, how exciting!
And one we're adding to episode 4. We're going to add maybe a 1 or 2 page scene in episode 4 for this Marcus character. The scene where I don't think this spoils anything, and I can do this in a way that doesn't spoil anything. The scene where his older brother drops him off at the house, right, and then he speeds off the truck.
Oh yeah,
and the boy gets his resolve to go do his thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to extend that by a page or 2 and have him walk in the house, because I realized one problem with this story is you never get to go inside Marcus's head. So what we do is we go in the house for just a few beats where you get to see what he lives in, the way he lives.
His collection
he walks
of
into his room,
Rooster memorabilia and stuff.
And it's full of Red Rooster memorabilia.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In his brain. And then he has this moment of doubt about everything. Was my brother right? Is everybody right? And am I wrong? Am I just being a stupid kid? Boom, right in the gut. and then he yeah. So it I that's what we were buzzing about an hour before the call. It doesn't really spoil anything because it just is set up for a character.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
we were working
great.
on a few other scenes too today that will keep
One of
our
them-
hats.
One of them I put in an homage to Meet John Doe. When you read it, you go, Nick, you ripped that off.
So,
I thought about you when I'm writing, and I'm going, he'll get it. He'll be the first one to get it. I just know it.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, that's it's definitely fun because it's like it's kind of like what I've been talking about with Nora. I was on a live stream Michael Bancroft show last night, and kind of was talking a little bit about it. It's like this is that first part. It's the first movie, the first episode of Star Wars. Where you're kind of setting up all the characters, you're getting to know everything, and then you can get into the meat of it. You can really kind of get to exploring the characters and in ways that you can't when the audience doesn't know who they are. So now the introduction's out of the way, we can really like have fun.
Right? You can really let it go because introductions are hard. Like they're not easy to. I mean, sometimes it just comes together really quickly if you're lucky. But like, if you've got a complex storyline, you want to do a lot with. You want to set up a hero that you can really throw against the wall, or a set of characters you can really just toss you around. They have to be complex, and they can be simple. They have to be simple and complex at the same time. And doing that in a setup is a very delicate operation. And now we get to have fun.
Yeah.
Some of the hard work is done.
Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink of water.
All right.
Well, all right then.
Christina is there. She says the new Marcus scene sounds like it'll be good. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's one of those things. Since the audience doesn't know Marcus yet, unless they've seen a couple of drawings I've done of him, and I've talked about this character that becomes kind of a catalyst in the series. But yeah, this is your chance to like see how affected this character has become by the life of the Red Rooster as a public figure. You're in his room. It's full of posters, Kapow Cola memorabilia. You just pull it, like I was telling you, Nick, I don't know if this metaphor lands, but it's like pulling the rubber band all the way back. You want to stretch it all the way before you let go of that rubber band. And the character in this case is a rubber band. And then that's what it came to a
point where there's a danger when you're creating, especially characters, that just because we know something doesn't mean that the audience knows something. And I certainly have been guilty of this in the past, where someone will read something and they'll have a question. I'm like, well, yeah, didn't you know that on page 5? And it's like, well, yeah, but that's not what it's not clear enough. And sometimes you become so close to these characters that sometimes you lose objectivity and you forget that people may not know what you know. And it's certainly not a matter of dumbing down, but it's making sure that the information is given, and given in a way that engages the reader or the viewer, and makes it real for them. And it's easy to lose sight of that, I think. And with Marcus, maybe we didn't think of that. And I like the new scenes we talked about today, because it's like, oh, yeah, you know what? We know this, but that doesn't. What the?
Sorry, I was focusing and I took the opportunity to throw you off guard. You were saying? Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. I'm not going to lie. I missed this. Sometimes it's easy to forget, and that, you want to make sure that people know. And I lost my train of thought because there was some big lips puckering up. I got nothing.
I got what? Now that Kelsey's on, and speaking of stuff that
keep you on your toes,
drummed up this week, and I'm just gonna, Kelsey, we sent you, or I think Nick sent you a slightly edited version of Nora Did you catch that in your email?
Of what? Of
6.
Nora? Oh
Nora
yeah.
6.
I
Oh
sent it
no, I haven't
yesterday.
read it yet, but I went through the notes and like it was just mwah, already. So I need to go through y'all's amended one and see because you added like a little scene.
We
One scene.
Yeah.
I would.
we
Well,
can't really, dude. We'll give it away.
I
Don't.
can't because it's a spoiler scene, but it is one scene, and it's
Can we add
in this.
pages instead of getting rid of anything that we already have?
We add page.
Okay,
I
good.
think.
Yeah, we didn't get rid of
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. That's the way I look
Because
at
everything
it.
was so good. Yeah, if you just add
No,
a
we
little
didn't
bit.
cut
It's
anything.
it's the scene in the snow. We thought about adding one page to
Mm.
bring in a character that I think has become a fan favorite that we would like to just touch on for a moment, and I'll
Yeah, I
leave it at
know. I
that.
read your little intro to it, so yeah, I get it. It sounds good. We definitely
Okay.
needed to touch base with that again, especially for one fan out there in particular.
Yeah, we do have one fan that is going to appreciate this scene a great deal. And then we can talk, but I do think this scene sets up for Nora a choice, and
Mhm.
choices have consequences. So I think that's one of the things that this anyway it's ephemeral to the audience if I keep going on about it, but yeah, we'll talk about it soon, and
Yeah,
we'll
even
do
not
the
talking about it sometimes is spoilers, but I've read an article that spoilers don't necessarily ruin the experience, but yeah, no spoilers.
yeah, because I don't know, I'm okay with spoilers like as an audience member.
Mhm.
I'm cool with it because I hear about it and it piques my interest, and I'm like, okay, I want to go see how they did that, you know. But I get it, right?
Oh
We
yeah.
can walk right up to the line and then tiptoe back,
Oh
maybe.
man, there's some good stuff. Oh, I'm really excited. 2022, man, it's gonna rock. A lot of good story coming out this year.
Yeah. How's if you don't mind me asking, how's your pet project going?
Oh, that's good. I'm right
Have you
now.
leaked have you leaked the name of it yet?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. All right. All
It's
right.
coming.
Well,
Like there's definitely a progression that's happening this year where I'm focused on Nora right now, and I'm halfway done with Nexus, and I'm about to start in with Nora, and I'm kind of like doing double duty, finishing up Nexus a little bit here and there, but that's not really starting until I think he said April. So as long as I keep making headway on that, but my focus again will be Nora up until the day it ends and it gets printed and shipped out, and then I'll shift. That's about. I'll start
then you
teasing
then
what
you
it
then you get
is.
Nexus up, yeah, and
Yeah,
then
but
then you've got your your runway for
yeah, and so while
top
while
secret
Nexus
projects.
is building up, I'm going to be teasing, the the
Gotcha.
the secret project.
Gotcha. Well, we won't spoil anything for you. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. I've got enough of it where I'm ready to go. It's just like I'm tired of thinking about it. I just need to like go. At this point, it's all in my head. I just need to kind of like, tear ass through it and see what happens.
The one thing I keep coming back to is the last time we all three got together. Um, we we scratched at a western, and I haven't forgotten about it.
Mm.
Dude,
Remember
don't even
that?
talk about it. If you start, people grab
Oh
ideas.
yeah, right. Shoosh, I almost
No, I'm
forgot
not
about
going to
that.
talk about it at all. I'm just seeding this. I'm just putting this out there in the universe that
Yeah.
there's a western book that we scratched around at, and
Mm.
I think it could be really cool. I
God,
want
it's
to make
some
it
like
happen one day.
Cormac McCarthy kind of stuff. I mean, it would be
It was gritty.
just
Yeah,
sweet.
it's very different from Bass Reeves in terms of its tone and temperature.
I'd honestly like to keep up with Western comics. I mean, if not Bass, of course, that story's kind of been told. But like we're talking about this, there's a whole legacy of Western comics that's just not being served anymore. So I'd definitely love to keep up with that legacy.
I would too. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I
Mm.
think we had done that already,
Yeah.
with Bass. Certainly in a contemporary incarnation of a Western comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have romance and like sci-fi, and just all these great genres represented again in comic form.
I do too. That's the way we've built it, is genre spanning content.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think of The Futurist as a romance in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, that's what's great about. Nora's no romance; it's teen angst, I guess, and adventure. But like
coming of age.
Yeah, and then Bass was relationship with his family, but and his home life, I guess, in parallel to his becoming a marshal. And then is there any romance in Red Rooster?
In 4, 5, and 6, we introduce a B story character, right? I don't want to give away too much, but there's that Candy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's one of the new characters that comes in 4, 5, and 6. There, in 1 through 3, I had to set up the fanfare, right? So the romance was between, you had the bromance between Strongboy and Thurman. It was all the complicated relationships, and the romance was between the man and his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the romance.
GK1 says he spoiled King Kong for someone. The movie's almost 100 years old. Pretty funny. Yeah, it's always a spoiler for someone.
Everybody knows what Rosebud is, right?
Yeah.
Various
incarnations of.
Yeah. Or what happens at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, I forgot. No, don't tell me.
Went home. E.T. went home. The shark dies.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Shoot. So what else are we talking about?
We pumped the numbers on Nora. Let people know we hit a pretty dang good milestone.
Where are we?
We did a push to 600 yesterday in our email blast, and we actually gave away, because yesterday morning we were at 581 or 589.
591.
591. We needed 9 backers to cross 600, so we gave a digital download away from our store to the next 9 backers.
Nice.
It was fun. Yeah.
I wish I had known about that. I was on Bancroft's show last night. Shoot, I should have told you guys, but I'd forgotten about it. And then I jumped on there last night, and we were doing a little push for it as well. So
I bet you that's where I bet you where some of that traffic came from.
Got over 604 backers now. 604 readers of comic books. I love it.
In just 2 weeks too, so that's awesome.
Yeah, good times. Oh, you guys are gonna like it.
Yeah, but speaking of that, if you go on any other shows, we could do a similar campaign, because our mailer pushed, and your appearance, I'm sure, pushed that up.
We need to coordinate.
All those people get free downloads, like those next 9 customers. So maybe if you did an appearance on a noteworthy broadcast, and all broadcasts are noteworthy, but you get my drift.
Just the good ones. No,
but someone who has a very gracious audience and wants to participate in a giveaway, maybe we could do, like, for the hours that you're on the live stream, right? A free digital download. So if they back it during those times, all backers during like the 3 hours of that show will get a free digital download. That sounds like a fun, I
love it,
incentive, just to have, and it interacts with the audience in a cool way.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep that in mind.
I will. I didn't think about it until it was like all too late. I was like, gosh, I should have like coordinated that. And then hearing this now, with the digital download, gosh, could have coordinated that. All right, we're having kind of a meeting, a public meeting.
I think it's fine. I think our meetings are always fun. So
yeah, well, this is kind of what we talk about in when we're doing our meetings anyway, except for a little more
pretty much
minutia. But
it's like here's what's the business of the day. Here it is.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. Like, from the minute Kelsey's on till when he signs off, you get a free digital download if you back the campaign. That's a great deal.
Love it. So I need to do, like, I guess I done the Nora cover, and then did what is it? The Astrid, and then Nandor. So I guess further videos. So I guess maybe like the layouts. Do we want to show any of that stuff? I guess.
How about the mage?
Yeah, no.
I
Mage.
I
Okay,
think
we're
we
not
need to
feeling
get
the mage.
layouts.
Well, I mean, she's an old lady. I mean, she's like your mom. Yeah, I've seen it. You know, like I think maybe no, I think we need to
Witches
do
get stitches.
yeah. We need to do maybe Loki. Maybe he would be
Ooh.
cool.
Bam,
Yeah,
there it
Loki's
is.
driven a lot of conversation lately.
Yeah.
There's the
Nora.
one.
So
Yeah.
people are compelled.
Okay.
People are compelled by. It's like I mean, they want to know more about your and our interpretation of this archetype
Mhm.
and how he's different, and people are really curious about that. Is what I'm gathering from the comments.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just we've had one kind of interpretation dominating media for like such a long time. They've just milked it for all it's worth, and it's still going. You know, with the TV show and stuff with Marvel's Loki. So, you know, and then I don't know. It's just fun getting to do like another take, you know, and really striving to do something different, you know. And yeah, I think we've managed to do that.
Mm-hmm. Did you,
Oh,
did you see the series?
No,
On
I
Disney?
haven't. I'm sure it's fine. No, is it good?
Honestly, I bought into it.
Yeah.
Plus, they had some great guest stars, so I'm a sucker for like Richard E. Grant or you know Owen Wilson.
Oh,
all these
Richard
other,
Grant. He's so fun. Yeah.
yeah, and he, of course, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed.
He and what's her name are one of the reasons I actually like what is it? Hudson
How to get
Hawk.
ahead?
No, Hudson Hawk. He and oh man, I forget her name, crazy woman. But they play this like brother and sister like bad guy team, and they just love being bad, you know, and they ham it up for all it's worth. Yeah.
Wow.
Hudson Hawk. Not a good movie, but they did a great job. Richard E. Grant, so fun.
You've seen With Nola and I, of course, and How to Get Ahead in Advertising.
I don't know how to get ahead in advertising.
With Nola and I was his breakout film that big in the UK, not surprising. Splashed here in the States. Then the same director, Bruce Robinson, did How to Get Ahead in Advertising. And I don't want to say anything because you can't describe it without giving everything away. It's a very high concept movie that is a really terrific social commentary. It's great satire.
Well, you shoot me an email with those titles so I
will.
forget. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy them. Or you may go, dude, what? Don't send me this crap. You know, I mean, it could be one of those two things. But
no,
if you
I'm always open for like new movies because you know they're rare these days. So I'm going back. There's like literally thousands of great movies that I've never seen, and you know, I'm going back a little bit.
I'm with you. There's things I'm like, really, I missed out on that, and then you go, oh, what was I watching? Oh yeah, I went and saw that.
I actually went. I wasn't very successful, but I started off going. I want to watch every movie from the year of my birth. So, like 1975, what came out that year? And some really interesting movies, but some really stinkers too. But I didn't really get too far into it. But let's see. Actually, I'm curious. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. I'd love to hear what I'm trying to think back then.
Let's see. Oh, Jaws, 1975.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Rollerball.
Yep. One of my favorites.
3 Days of the Condor.
Dude.
Great movie. Horrible soundtrack.
Like yeah. I think they were trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, wait, here. Let me share my screen so we can get some visual.
You could do that. Yeah. 3 Days of the Condor is amazing.
Where the heck is oh, here it is. Screen.
And it was such an audacious film. You think about Robert Redford just completely plows into Faye Dunaway's life and just like throws everything out of whack.
Gosh, it's been a while since I've seen it. All right, can you see this?
Not yet.
No?
Wasn't
Harold
and Maude 75?
Mitch has got to turn it on. Where's Mitch?
I'm here.
Oh
Hey,
man.
share my screen real quick.
Go. Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, I have to do that. My bad.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Apple
70s.
dumpling. Barry Lyndon.
Yeah,
yeah, Barry
that's one I want to
Lyndon.
revisit soon.
Where the hell is my? Hold on, I lost my screen. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, look, Holy Grail. Holy crap, man! Tons of great flicks.
Rocky
Coonskin.
Horror.
I love the Ralph Bakshi movies. Yeah, Rocky Horror. I remember watching that in New Orleans when I was a kid, and I didn't get it. It was in an audience with the whole crowd doing their thing, and like I was like, this is weird. Boy and His Dog. Oh, Death Race.
Dude.
2000.
Did you ever see A Boy and His Dog?
I have. It's very strange.
Of course, midnight movie, big shock,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sitting there going, boy. And I remember reading the Richard Corbin book.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, good stuff.
And I just go, wow, what is up with this thing?
Some of the stuff's weird, like the society, the way that it was represented, because it's it's a 70s movie, so some of this sci-fi stuff back then, seems very dated today.
A little naff,
Yeah.
But the premise is the same. We need to breed for society. That's been going on since the 50s. Frankenstein versus the Martians. That's what that whole thing was about.
The Killer Elite. Oh, Eiger Sanction. I remember liking that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid.
I have to get close to see this.
I can zoom in.
No. Oh, wow.
The Man from Hong Kong. That was an crazy Australian movie. Death Race.
Dolomite.
Yeah, Rollerball. Dolomite. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Love and Death.
Westerns. Westerns were kind of out. Nothing really to write home about here.
Maybe The Man from Snowy River.
Where?
Wasn't
that on there?
It around that same time? The Kirk Douglas? No.
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's a great one though. Let's see. Horror movies.
Posse. He did Posse. Maybe that was that year then. And I'm confusing him.
Bug. A weird movie.
I don't remember. I never saw that one.
Yeah, nothing too crazy for Shivers. This was Cronenberg's first flick. 1975. All right. Yeah. Oh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, one of
the
my
Hindenburg.
favorites.
This movie's great. Have you ever watched the Hindenburg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally did not get what it deserved. That was I remember seeing that
George
in
C.
the
Scott.
theater.
Yeah, it's very anti-Nazi. So, but it really makes fun of him. But there's I don't want to spoil it, but it has a very shocking ending.
Well, I think that's sort of like
I was like,
it's
what?
sort of like it's like the Titanic. We know what happened. It's the Hindenburg.
We do, but you're following along with the characters, and you're with George C. Scott, and there's a lot of inner turmoil that he's dealing with, and then you get to the end, and you're like, how is this? We know what's going to happen to the Hindenburg, obviously, but what happens to him is just took me totally off guard. I was not expecting it. So yeah, good flick. That's a who did 12 Angry Men? What's that guy's name?
Fonda?
No, the director.
Sidney Lumet.
Yeah, Lumet. That's a Lumet flick, I think. So yeah.
Dog Day is, yeah.
Well, no, so is Hindenburg.
Really? I don't remember that.
Let me see.
Really?
Let me see if I know my shit or not.
You probably do.
Oh, it's Robert Wise. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Robert Wise. He did West Side Story, Sound of Music, Day the Earth Stood Still, Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
He was the editor on Citizen Kane and The Magnificent Ambersons.
Yeah, he's one of my faves. Love that guy. I can't believe I thought Hindenburg was Lumet. That's funny.
Well,
yeah. So there's a lot of good ones in 1975. When were you born?
Way before that.
Oh, really? Let's see. Let me 1958.
Not quite. 63.
Okay.
the Cleopatra was like the big one of my year. It's before New Hollywood showed up.
I
So we had
love
some real
Cleopatra.
chunkers in '63, man.
Charade, freaking great movie.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
Birds?
And the
Good,
birds.
My
Oh, The
God,
Great
dude.
Escape. What am I talking about? I forgot. It's my favorite movie of all time, other than
McClintock.
Great
Apocalypse
Escape.
Now.
That's good.
The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Vincent Minnelli.
Oh, the first Pink Panther. Get out of here. Wow.
Oh, Le Mépris. The Contempt. You know what? I need to change
Oh.
my opinion. There were a lot of great ones in '63.
It's a mad world.
You know, dude, I never liked that movie.
I'm not a big fan. Jason and the Argonauts.
Notice
though,
I
love
say
that.
it like in hushed tones. I don't want anyone to hear me in case I'm barraged by people who are offended by that sentiment. I just never got the.
It's the one where they're all trying to go for the
Gold and the W with the palm trees. And
yeah.
I remember seeing it years ago, just going, oh. Christina Lynn, like with
Black
the Hallmark
Sabbath.
movies.
Is this a Bava movie? Black Sabbath, right? Mario Bava? I don't
Maybe.
remember Boris Karloff being in that one though.
Yeah, it's been years since I saw that. The Haunting, The Terror.
Donovan's Reef. That's a great one.
Wow.
You got some good flicks on this time.
You know what? I'm glad you prodded me. This is like sometimes I forget when these things are made. I just remember Cleopatra because it's known as a big it almost sunk the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously almost sunk the studio. But I could have ended it right there with Godard's Le Mépris. I'm like, call it a day.
Oh, is that Godard? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's I think you would love this movie.
I haven't gotten into the whole French New Wave yet, so that's a whole set of movies that I haven't watched. Right? Isn't that around that time period?
It's an acquired taste, to be honest. Some of this you just kind of go, okay, I'm supposed to like this. No, serious. I'm not playing around.
I did watch Breathless, and I did like the kind of idiosyncratic quality to the editing. It was more about like feeling and less about structure. It was neat. Breathless is that one. That was like one of the beginning of the new wave stuff, right?
Yeah,
am I thinking of that right?
Very much so. That film is considered the beginning.
Yeah,
him and Jules and Jim by wow. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, my knowledge of that's kind of like loose.
Sometimes I just delete files. It's just too much to keep. I gotta. Oh, and Mitch is saying,
"Hey,
I'm
doing watercolors.
Let's get back to this."
Ooh, neat.
There you go.
Man from Snowy River is one of my faves. Scott Stewart. Yeah, it's a really great one. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I had fun with this one.
How did you do that video where you were drawing it? It was like stop motion. Really cool.
I cheated. So when I did that initial fan in on the pages and then lifted them up, I did it over the course of like a minute and a half. I just moved really, really slowly. And then I sat down and did my drawing like I normally do. And so the drawing goes really quickly, but the opener feels like stop motion.
It does, man. I was like, oh, if that's an easy technique, I want that so bad.
Yeah. It was a fun reveal. It was like the curtains part on the next drawing. And I had fun composing that, and it turned out just like I hoped.
Yeah, good deal. Are you doing one for this? For the painting?
This is that one. But my recording cut out during the painting portion. So all I got was the drawing.
I got to do another one.
And I wish I'd have recorded the painting process because I did I don't know, I tried some different stuff on this one, and it can't.
Should do one where he's fighting the bad guy, like on the wing of the biplane, like at the time.
I'll let you draw it. If you'll draw that, I will paint it.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
This is the one I did yesterday, which I had fun with.
Oh, nice. You're using the inks, right? This is not watercolor?
This is watercolor and gouache.
Okay.
So
you're still getting really solid colors with those. I really want to experiment with the inks because I found out that they used to do the color guides with the inks. and stuff like that. That's how they're getting that super rich color. And
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, there are downsides to ink. You got to have the right kind of paper.
hmm.
Let me put my video back on.
And it's expensive, right?
They can be expensive. I buy these fountain pen inks, and just because I don't know, they're more fun.
Yeah.
Than artist inks.
Is that one set you have that you got like so many colors?
I have several different kinds of sets that are all different, and they're all just like a little bit different. That's one thing about it. It's hard to mix color with the inks.
Oh yeah.
So you can do that, but it can get really pretty wild because so many different inks use different. They use different. Let me put this.
Well, that's why they use the what do you call it, the inks for the comic book the color guides, right? Because they can use an exact color from a number and then write that number down, and that's pretty much what you're going to get when they do the slides or whatever.
It makes a lot of sense for like a mechanized part of the process, but like for mixing, it's fun and experimental, and it can create some really cool and interesting effects. But it's really best left for a sketchbook because it's so hard to control and predict.
I'd love to do like if I did a crowdfunding, for instance, to do color guides the old way and then do my colors based on that, but then print all the color guides as like a color guide comic, because I love the look of that, those old color guides. It's got some color pencil in there maybe and a little,
that would be really interesting to attempt to color a book that way.
Mm-hmm. I don't see why not. Like I've been looking, Joe Chiodo does, he did all the coloring for the Wildstorm stuff back in the day. And he even did like, a lot of the other Image books too. And he's been selling his color guides, on not eBay, but like in auctions and whatnot, or on art dealers. And they're just so beautiful. I would like, they're in a lot of cases way better than the separations, because you're dealing with people, a whole other set of eyes trying to recreate what they're seeing in the color guides. But that is his hand painting it on the copy. And it's markers, it's paint, it's color pencil. And the same with Paul Mounts. He did this card set that I always keep handy somewhere. It's the X-Men, Jim Lee X-Men card set. And each one is hand painted by Paul Mounts. And it's obviously they did the acetate thing where they put the acetate on. But I'm like, I don't know why, but you would have to do that, because when I'm painting over inks, it doesn't really cover the inks. A lot of times it bleeds off the ink. And I think if you just kind of repaired a few of the spots where it got a little fuzzy, it would look beautiful just like that. Hand painted comic books.
That sounds awesome.
Actually. I think Valiant did that too. Like in the 90s, they were doing basically that, where they'd make a photocopy and then glue that onto a hard board, like a not masonite, but some thick board, and then they would just color the artwork on that and print from that.
That's pretty rock and roll, actually. And it's I've often thought about doing an exercise where I pick a palette of like 36 colors or something, like some broad but focused. It's not like out of control.
Where you could do some lighting occasionally, and
enough for some variability, but enough to know, like, it's few enough colors, because treating the colors like they're notes in a musical composition, because you don't have 100,000 notes. I mean, I guess you can get 100,000 different sounds. You get infinite sounds, but like focusing in on just those certain amount of notes, and then you see those notes play out in different ways throughout the composition or the book in different ways, and they become thematic.
Yeah, I mean, limiting, that's often a really good exercise for artists of any discipline, really, is to give yourself like a set of limitations to work from. And it's like you find yourself becoming creative within those limitations, in ways that you probably wouldn't expect. So yeah, that would be a fun exercise. Like, okay, I'm going to make sure that, I love looking at those old books too, because they'll have like a whole, they're actually easier to see everything in a panel, because a whole crowd scene will be blocked out in like one color of blue, you know, and you could see all the artwork there. It totally reads as if it's colored and kind of in the background a little bit, but it doesn't. You know, they didn't have to render every little bit of it.
Kelsey, I'm tossing this question your way.
You
see that?
What is it?
Is Nora in a different timeline or in a different dimension? This is really confusing.
Yeah, it'll all make sense. Well, I don't know if it'll make sense by the end of this, but there will definitely be some major clues as to what's going on by the end of this. But all will be explained. It's just hop in for the ride because it'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what we can really say to it. By different timeline, does she mean she's in another time in our world? But
yeah, I guess
that's
maybe
thrown out the window because we have trolls.
Yeah, it could be like in Back to the Future when they're talking about alternate timelines, maybe where they're like, we went back to this time and then we branched off into an alternate timeline. So it could be something like that, even.
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be interesting.
You got to stay tuned, kids.
Where this is going? We're just making it up as we go along, right?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of part of the fun. So what we're talking about on Well Red's show is that you know, doing these ongoing storylines. It's like, yeah, we have kind of like we know where it's going, but then you hear feedback. Hey, you know, is he being swatted? You could lock up. The rows are freezing over, so be safe. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but then you know you get feedback, you hear what works and what doesn't from the readers, and then you make adjustments. It's like, okay, we didn't do enough here. We need to really make sure this point is hammered home, and it's real dynamic and living. You know, it's a living thing that we're bringing to life together as readers and creators. It's so fun. So yeah, we are making it up as we go.
Sorry. Hey, so guys, I was just told the roads are getting really icy here. So
yeah, right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got to drive home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one at 52 minutes. Even though
That's
we were
fair.
having so much fun. But
yeah, well, we'll do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to get on home and get home safe. So
anything
sure.
You want to plug before we roll off here, Kels? Any appearances people need to know so they can tune in?
Well, subscribe to my channel.
Yes.
To look for Kelsey Shannon on YouTube. You'll see my bearded face, or a bearded face. That's me. And I got another video coming out. Remember When? Go check out some of those videos. I think you'll be impressed and get excited for comic books.
Awesome. Well, please do that. Go check out Kelsey's Nandor video, which was charmed the pants off of everybody that watched it. And if you haven't yet, sign up for a mailing list, legionsarts.com. We put a lot of effort into our mailers, and we're running a lot of cool things, contests, and lots of fun stuff coming down the pike. And what else? Yeah, back Nora. Please and thank you. You won't regret it. It will make you very, very happy. And it'll also make you very popular, because everyone you give it to will love it. And you'll be the talk of the town.
That's right.
How's
the
that?
chicks dig Nora, and the men too.
All right. Everybody have a great night. It was fun talking to you all. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Please be safe,
bud.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.